Lebanon is full of magic. You have to explore it to really know what it's all about. It owes its charm to the variety of its landscapes, sometimes arid and sometimes amazingly green, and to the mystery of the many small villages nestling in a nourishing mountain. Lebanon's cities are made for people who love to live life to the fullest, dine in a good restaurant, dance in a wild ambience, or simply wander across the streets for fun. In the same day, you can travel down centuries of history or go shopping just like in the most prestigious towns of the world. You won't have any communication problems, as everyone in Lebanon speaks at least 2 languages. Arabic, the official language, French, which is quite well spread, and English, the business language. Lebanese people are famous for their legendary hospitality, attached to their traditions, yet open to all kinds of cultures. They are the soul of this millennial and evergreen land. A visit to Lebanon is a jump into the past and a journey into the future in a dazzling and friendly setting. Lebanon has multiple origins. It has been shaped by 6,000 years of history. It all started with its illustrious ancestors, the Phoenicians, who lived in the country 3,000 years BC and founded the greatest Lebanese cities. Between the 9th and the 4th century BC, Lebanon is dominated by the Persians, but the conquest of Alexander the Great will be a decisive event in the country's history. The Greco-Roman era will last 1,000 years in the Oriental Mediterranean. An impressive cultural interbreeding will result from this conquest, and the Orient will become the center of Hellenism. During the Roman era, Phoenician cities witnessed great cultural and economic development. This prosperity will be confirmed during the Byzantine period, but then interrupted by the natural cataclysms, Persian intrusions, and internal struggles, which enabled the institution of a whole new regime with the conquest of the Arabs. During this period, the Islamic Empire is at its peak, and Lebanon part of the Caliphate. In the Middle Ages, the Crusaders take the coastal cities and integrate them into the Latin Kingdom of the Orient until its fall in the 13th century. This period witnesses great exchanges of ideas and techniques between the Orient and the Occident. The Ottoman domination starts in the 16th century and stops at the end of World War I, a long period that will prepare the ground for modern Lebanon. At the end of this conflict, the Levant is dominated by the French and the British, with Lebanon under French mandate. In 1943, Lebanon is proclaimed an independent state. Between 1975 and 1990, a series of conflicts devastate the country. Today, more than ever, Lebanon is moving towards the future. Lebanon is totally surrounded by the Mediterranean, with kilometers of beaches and mountains overlooking the sea. Spread over 10,452 square meters, the country is full of incredibly various reliefs and landscapes. It is crossed by 2 rich mountain ranges, which are parallel to the coast and abound in springs, lakes, and rivers. The Bekaa Plain nestles between the 2 massifs. Its average height is 900 meters. All kinds of products are cultivated there. Mount Lebanon is the most occidental chain, reaching 3,083 meters. That's at its highest peak, and gently meeting with the south. Planted with cedars in the past, the massif is today covered by Mediterranean vegetation. Mount Lebanon is faced by the Anti-Lebanon chain, which reaches 2,814 meters at its highest peak and offers a more mineral landscape. Lebanon is at a crossroads between Europe, Africa and Asia, in the Oriental Mediterranean basin, which makes it a real mosaic of natural environments. Lebanon's fauna and flora are an essential element of this patrimony. In order to protect it, it has created laws and protected areas with real natural reserves, such as the Cedar Reserve of Jebel Barouk. Nature is one of Lebanon's great assets. All kinds of activities related to ecotourism are possible. Many environment-friendly sports can be practiced: trekking, cycling, horse riding or paragliding for the most reckless. Long, peaceful rides are also quite appreciated in order to explore Lebanese nature in all its aspects. Lebanon's brand new and very active international airport is only 15 minutes away from downtown Beirut, thanks to an expressway. Many taxi cabs will be waiting for you upon your arrival. Beirut is surrounded by the Mediterranean. The Corniche, following the seafront, is one of the most pleasant places in the city. Walkers, joggers, bread and coffee vendors mingle there in a very lively and exciting atmosphere. You can either choose to go for a swim on a sandy beach or enjoy the ultimate luxury of Lebanon's highly modern summer resorts. Beirut has a special and a very personal modern touch that will always surprise you. The amazed visitor will be able to discover many different architectures and take part in the international fairs and events that are organized all year round. Beirut is obviously a busy city. The greatest international organizations are represented, and the economic life is very dense. Discover the richness of the city centre, where churches and mosques stand around the precious unearthed ruins of the ancient city. Beirut's ancient areas, large, warmly coloured residences, and arcade-lined streets have all remained intact. Downtown Beirut is the heart of cultural activities, business and administration. With its wonderful squares and picturesque pedestrian streets, the area is an ideal place for everyone to relax or just wander across the place and visit craft shops. Prestigious fashion and jewelry boutiques, as well as food outlets, are found everywhere in Beirut. Large shopping centres also await the tourist, who'll be able to find everything they need and much more. Everything in Lebanon can be paid for in Lebanese lira or in American dollars. All international credit cards are accepted. Cash dispensers are also found in most banks. No matter the traffic, in Beirut, you're never stuck in a traffic jam for too long. The city's public buses are easily recognizable from their red and white colors. They'll carry you to any destination you like for only 500 Lebanese lira. A service is a public taxi that carries different people at the same time. Any trip within Beirut city will cost you only 1,000 Lebanese lira. If you wish to be alone in the taxicab, you have to pay about 5 times more, which is still quite affordable. If you're renting a car, you'll easily find parking anywhere you go, for 1,000 to 2,000 Lebanese lira. Many places on the street are also available to park your car safely. The country offers a wide choice of hotels, matching all budgets. Luxury hotels all offer specialized restaurants, serving Lebanese and international cuisine. Lebanon is a Mercedes heaven. You can see them everywhere, from the latest models to the collector's items. Since 1997, the National Museum is open daily, except Mondays. Among many other objects, statues, ceramics and jewellery found in Tyre, Cedar or Beirut, you can discover Ahiram's sarcophagus, dating from the 10th century BC and found in Byblos. Located at 43 kilometers from Beirut, Beit Adin is a city in the High Lebanese Shuf. In the 19th century, Emir Shahab built a wonderful palace here. It is one of the most stunning examples of the Lebanese architecture. Musa Castle was built by one man who was poor and wanted to impress his beloved one through this incredible achievement. Deir el-Kamar village is full of narrow streets and traditional stone houses. The village has an interesting wax museum where great names of Lebanese history are represented. Shuf is a very green area, mostly inhabited by Druze. Made of carved stones, the traditional Lebanese house is cubical and generally two-storied. The facade comprises 3 ogival picture windows. The typical yellow colour was obtained in the past through an olive oil-based mix. The Bekaa is a high plateau between Mount Lebanon and Anti-Lebanon. Romans used to call it Wheat Loft. Today, it's still a land of agriculture and breeding. Vineyards produced reputed wines. The Bekaa also offers enchanting sceneries, green plains crossed by rivers and surrounded by ochre-pink mountains in a very watery environment. This rich area offers numerous culinary specialities, as well as many ancient sites like Hermel Pyramid, Anjar's Umayyad city, and of course, Baalbek. Situated at the north of the Bekaa Plain, at an altitude of 1,150 meters, Baalbek rises on the hills of Anti-Lebanon. Many agricultural activities were possible thanks to its numerous springs. Baalbek's archaeological site is world famous. The city's history goes back to the Canaanians, who used to worship the sun god Baal Hadad. The Canaanians chose a trade crossroads to build a temple in honor of Baal, right where the city is today. When the Greeks conquer Baalbek, the city is then named Heliopolis, City of the Sun. After their empire's expansion, the Romans' interest in this city grew. Julius Caesar establishes a Roman colony in the 1st century BC. But the greatest acropolis of the Roman world was only built with Emperor August, an achievement that took 2 centuries to be finished. Jupiter Temple was only ready in the 1st century AC. When the empire is Christianized, works are interrupted, and some of the buildings are demolished in order to build a Christian basilica in the courtyard. Demolishing is pursued during the Byzantine domination, and columns from Baalbek temples are used for St. Sophie of Byzantium Basilica. During the Arab conquest, the Acropolis is turned into a fortress. Since 1898, date of the first archaeological mission, many teams worked on the preservation of this unique patrimony. From 1955, Baalbek Festival organizes festivals in the very heart of the ruins, which make Baalbek a special place for international cultural exchanges. Zakhli City is built at the riverside, and you can enjoy the reputed gastronomy of one of the numerous restaurants here. Lebanon is a gourmet heaven. Thanks to its wonderful Mediterranean climate, fresh fruits and vegetables can be enjoyed all year long. Lebanese cuisine is reputed for its great variety and very unique taste. Lebanese people are very well known for their hospitality. They love to invite friends at home and never miss to start a gathering with traditional Arabic coffee. The most famous Lebanese meal is definitely the meze. It's the hors d'oeuvre par excellence, consisting of more than 80 different dishes, all well decorated to please the eye and the palate. The meze can include many different sorts of roasted, fried or grilled meat, fish and vegetables. All these delights are of course accompanied by Arabic bread and the traditional arak, a drink made with aniseed which turns white when mixed with water, or excellent Lebanese wines or beers. If you're in a hurry, you can choose from one of the many snacks on the main road and have a sandwich of shawarma, mutton meat slices with garlic, or a sandwich of falafel which consists of fried minced bean balls. These snacks are very affordable. If you love sweets, then you've found your paradise. Most Lebanese desserts are very sweet, except fresh ice creams and delicious sorbets. Nightlife is very lively, especially in Beirut, where tourists can enjoy all kinds of entertainments. Movie theatres show the latest international films in their original versions, along with Arabic and French subtitling. Theatres propose different local and international plays for the tourists to choose from, besides concerts, operas and traditional music. But Lebanese evenings are never long enough. The country is full of succulent restaurants offering all kinds of cuisines, and thousands of nightclubs, discos and pubs to dance until dawn in a wild or a cozy ambience. Since its creation, the Beitadine Festival offers a remarkable diversity in its programs, and this applies to both the show's cultural origin and art forms. Dominating the palace's courtyards majestically, the canopy of the heavens rises opposite the valley. Here, in this outstanding setting, under the twinkling stars, take place some of the world's most enchanting shows. Many great artists have opted for Beitadine to expose their masterpieces. attracting more than 40,000 spectators each year. Baalbek Festival is just as prestigious and gathers world-famous artists in a magical archaeological site, where lights and sounds create a dazzling ambience around the temple's majestic columns. Cedar is a particularly lively city, full of orange groves. One of the many interesting medieval monuments that can be visited here is the Castle of the Sea. Located on an island alongside the port, a stone bridge leads you there. The castle was built by the Crusaders, with columns and stones brought from neighbouring ancient sites. The fortress was then partially rebuilt by the Arabs. Walking across Cedar's souks is a real moment of pleasure. You can discover the varied goods sold in the friendly and busy boutiques. Religious monuments and khans are among the must-see places in this endearing little town, where you can taste fresh fish and famous sweets. Tyre is the fourth Lebanese city. Located at 83 kilometers south of Beirut, it was one of the largest cities of ancient Phoenicia. Tyre's citizens used to exchange handicrafts like wool, purple, glassware, and other objects brought from Mesopotamia, Arabia, or Egypt. They founded many colonies, Cadix, and most of all, Carthage. Thanks to the excavations that were undertaken in this site, we can now see the remains of Crusader, Arabic, Byzantine, and Greco-Roman cities. Tyre is today a picturesque city, with archaeological ruins that attract tourists just as much as the city's superb protected beaches bordered with orange groves. People in Mount Lebanon live to the rhythm of the seasons. Stone-built villages are spread over the mountain's steep sides. The inhabitants' hospitality is legendary. This is where skiers can practice their favourite sport between December and May. All needed equipment is available in the numerous ski resorts, ski lifts, hotels, boutiques, and much more. Lebanon benefits from a Mediterranean climate, with about 300 sunny days per year. Rain is almost inexistent between June and September. July and August are often extremely hot, with temperature rising to 30 degrees Celsius at low altitude. Winters are relatively mild on the coast, but harsh in the mountains, with heavy snowfalls. Nevertheless, the sun often shines during the winter season, which allows all kinds of winter sports. During the summer heat, the Lebanese mountains can be a wonderful escape with their pure, refreshing climate. In autumn, temperature remains quite agreeable until the end of October. September is ideal for visiting the country. It is possible to swim until the month of October, before the storms mark the beginning of winter. In winter, temperatures are usually over 10 degrees Celsius on the coast, but in some areas, cold can be as freezing as in the Alps. Snow covers the mountain peaks from December to April-May. Summer is introduced by a short spring season, a gorgeous period of the year during which the country is covered with colourful flowers. In May, it's already possible to have a swim. The ideal period to visit Lebanon is at the end of spring. May and June are not too hot. Prices remain affordable. Summer witnesses a return of the Lebanese expatriates who come to visit their families, and the affluence of many tourists from the Gulf. Autumn season in Lebanon is also very pleasant, with a gentle spring-like weather. Nahr el-Kalb Valley is overhung by a gigantic statue of Christ. It's full of steels engraved by armies that crossed the region throughout the centuries. The coast dives into the sea and opens onto Junieh Bay. Located next to the mountain and facing the sea, Junieh is a picturesque village for holidays and relaxation. It's also full of gorgeous private summer resorts. The road following the seaside is bordered by all kinds of entertainment places. Our Lady of Lebanon rises at the top of Harissa. Cable cars leave Junieh and climb up to this place of pilgrimage located near the Maronite Patriarchate and offering a breathtaking view of Junieh Bay. Cedar Grotto is a geological treasure, sculptured by water's flow. Tourists can discover it by boats that meander in the middle of stony marvels. The magic of this site has made it one of the most visited in the country. Located at 37 kilometers at the north of Beirut, Byblos offers a typical Lebanese architecture, with low and flat-roofed houses. Here, the walker can dive into the Lebanese spirit, while wandering across the streets of the restored medieval souk and the magical little craft shops. Byblos is the birthplace of the alphabet. It is where the Phoenicians invented it and spread it across the whole of the Mediterranean. They left their traces in a gigantic archaeological site that is located near the souks. Batroun's fishing port, well known since ancient times, still supplies the city with fish. In this typically rustic atmosphere, you mustn't miss Batroun's speciality, the highly refreshing and matchless lemonade. When you're in the village, you'll have an unobstructed view of the majestic seawall, a remain from a gigantic ancient quarry and a natural dike. Masalha's Crusader Castle rises on a rocky spur and expresses well its mission, observing the road that crosses the defile. On a lower level, an old bridge spans a snaking river. From Sheka to Tripoli and all the way through Enfi, the magnificent beaches have turned the coast into the ultimate place for swimming and water sports, which you can practice in many luxury places. Tripoli is the second city in Lebanon. It offers a rich Islamic heritage that is visible in its numerous old mosques, as well as in its medieval souk. The coloured and lively souks date from the Mamluk period. Mosques, hammams, khans and madrasas can be visited there. Tripoli is famous for its craftsmen who create copper products, clothing, olive oil soap and jewellery. All these products are sold at the souk, where all kinds of craftsmen own personal little workshops. Almina is the other centre of the city. Located at the seaside, this peninsula is ideal for a nice walk among the many restaurants and shops. The massive Lion's Tower used to protect the city from maritime attacks in the past. Tripoli is also famous for its delightful sweets. St. Giles Citadel has overlooked the city since the Crusader period. You can explore there the architectural traces of the different governors of the city, mainly the Mamelukes. Qadisha is a holy valley where disciples of Saint Maroon chose to hide in the past, and where thousands of convents were built. Each cave has sheltered a religious community or hermitage. You can visit convents carved into the mountain and used to protect refugees from adversity. Closed by a big cirque dominating Mount Lebanon chain, Qadisha Valley is dug by the same named river. It offers magnificent views and multiple spring water terraced cultivations. With its 1,400-metre altitude, Bishari dominates the Qadisha Valley. This typical and very charming village is famous for being the birthplace of the famous poet, Gibran Khalil Gibran and his family. The village worships the poet who emigrated to the United States at the age of 12, but returned to his homeland afterwards. His world-famous masterpiece, The Prophet, was published in 1923. A museum is dedicated to his life and his works, with a special room for his tomb. The land of milk and honey was created to be discovered and savoured with passion and joyfulness. Dive into the incredible diversity of Lebanon. Explore the indescribable pleasures of this little nature and history concentrate. And most of all, surrender to the enchanting atmosphere of this unique country. Then you'll know what the Lebanese joy of life, magic and generosity is all about.